Lionel Messi impressed NBA legends. Ibrahimovic went head-to-head with the tennis world champion, and this former goalkeeper became a WWE pro wrestler. This is what happens when football stars play other sports. Let's start with Lionel Messi. From time to time, the star would play basketball with his Barcelona teammates, and honestly, I think he's the only guy who can play without using his hands. He got so much attention on the court that he even starred in a commercial with Kobe Bryant, an absolute basketball legend. Cristiano Ronaldo pulled off something epic in the US. The superstar showed up at a baseball game between the Dodgers and Yankees, practiced his swing, and even ran into Samuel L. Jackson. Now that's what I call a random hangout. Rio Ferdinand is a straight-up beast in boxing. The guy spends hours training his punches at home and even managed to impress Floyd Mayweather. No wonder nobody wanted to mess with him on the pitch. Another Manchester United star who throws on boxing gloves is Rashford, and according to him, it's a great way to stay in top shape for football. Mohamed Salah is hooked on basketball. The forward is often spotted training with a basketball, even at Liverpool's facilities. And to be fair, the entire Red squad once did a court challenge, and some of them actually crushed it. Now, I bet you can't guess which sport Frank Lampard is a pro at besides football. If you said darts, you got it right. And I'm not kidding about this. He's even competed in tournaments.
9!
Come on, son!
This for the win!
Nice.
This for the win!
Go on, do it with your eyes shut, with your eyes shut!
Game
You probably know that Ibrahimovic does Taekwondo. He's a black belt, by the way, but he's into another sport too. The star has been seen watching tennis matches multiple times, and one day he was invited to face none other than Novak Djokovic. Turns out Ibrahimovic is not exactly a natural with the racket. This goalkeeper became a professional ice hockey player. But first, tell me, doesn't De Gea seem like he'd kill it at basketball? There are tons of videos of him trying to sink baskets with his Manchester United teammates. Now, let's talk about football players who actually went pro in another sport. Lev Yashin, one of the most legendary goalkeepers ever, almost gave it all up to become an ice hockey player. He even won championships during his time on the ice. And following in his footsteps was Petr Cech. After retiring from football, he became a professional ice hockey goalie, and he's still playing today. Paolo Maldini is arguably the greatest defender in football history, and when he retired, he decided to try his hand at tennis. Believe it or not, he even qualified for a major doubles tournament, the ATP Challenger Tour. He once said his dream was to face Roger Federer. Perisic is another player who competed in a big tournament in a different sport. He represented Croatia in a beach volleyball championship, and when he was younger, he had already played in other tournaments. Yup, the guy's legit, and he managed to do all that while still playing football. But no one's as passionate about basketball as Griezmann. The Frenchman goes to tons of games and even filmed a video with pro players made by the NBA itself. And he didn't disappoint. He nailed a few three-pointers. The guy seriously got game. Do you think it was Griezmann who got João Felix into basketball too? If so, he did an amazing job. Felix even got interviewed by the NBA. Another star who enjoys catching NBA games is Neymar Jr. He's been spotted shooting hoops with his Brazilian teammates and even tried convincing Mbappe to hit the court. Neymar also did an interview with Stephen Curry and nailed a few baskets during a challenge. Turns out, he's got some skills. Vinny Jr. is into a sport you've probably never even heard of, paddle. It's like a mix of tennis and squash, and he's really good at it. But this player actually retired to become a professional boxer. The name of that legend is Curtis Woodhouse. He excelled in both sports, playing for England in the U21 Euros and later making waves in the boxing ring. one look at his highlights says it all. And there's no way we can leave Gareth Bale out of this. After all, there was a time when he played more golf than football for Real Madrid. But the real question is, how good is he with a golf club in his hands? And the best part? Gareth Bale actually faced off against another famous player. But before we get to who won, here's a quick montage of English players invited to try their hand at golf. I think the only one who didn't quite get how golf works was Wayne Rooney. Just kidding. The guy's another huge fan of the sport. There are even stories about him playing around with Donald Trump. Another player who takes golf seriously is Robin van Persie. Even back when he was still playing professional football, he'd get invited to mini golf challenges.
Goed, ja, dat is belangrijk. Hij gaat in één keer. Ik voel het.
But the only one who can really compete with Bale is Thomas Mueller. He's absolutely obsessed with golf. On his own YouTube channel, he posts tons of vlogs from his games and tournaments. He even ropes in Bayern teammates like Mats Hummels and Harry Kane for some friendly competition. And yes, he's been spotted cruising around training sessions in a golf cart. As for that historic duel between him and Gareth Bale, well, the Welshman came out on top. Another successful story is this goalkeeper who became world famous in WWE. But before we move on, it's worth mentioning that Mueller's teammate, Ribéry, has another sport close to his heart. Check him out training to step into the boxing ring. Now, let's talk about a real professional wrestler. His name is Tim Wies, and he was a great German goalkeeper, even making the squad for the 2010 World Cup. When he retired, he shifted gears to bodybuilding and became a professional WWE wrestler. That's crazy, right? Zidane is a pool master. Even this professional player was blown away by his skills. Okay, it was all part of a commercial, but rumor has it the legend is genuinely good at the game. He's also tried his hand at futsal, and of course, he absolutely crushed it. Now, guess who this player is? The NFL made a promo video featuring none other than Harry Kane. Of course, they had the striker try to score a goal in American football, and he nailed it. He also gave catching passes a go, but clearly his talent lies with the ball at his feet. Kane has even tried baseball, practicing his swings from time to time.
No, that's plinked. Plinked.
Real Madrid players were also thrown into a game of American football, but, well, let's just say it didn't go great. Alaba stands out the most. He's been spotted playing basketball before, and he left people impressed. Back when he played for Bayern Munich, he joined other players for a game on the court, and some of them made pretty good plays. Speaking of Bayern Munich fullbacks, Alphonso Davies is an absolute beast in boxing. You can tell from his training that he takes it very seriously. Barcelona players absolutely crushed it when they faced off in a futsal match. They scored some jaw-dropping goals and left the fans speechless. The most surprising part? Seeing how Piqué played completely differently on the court. Honestly, he could have been a striker if he had chosen futsal. Speaking of Barcelona players, check out what Piqué and Thierry Henry did when they were put to the test in basketball. It's clear they've got some skills, and it's no surprise. Piqué has been spotted playing basketball plenty of times, even with his ex, Shakira. And Henry, same story. The Frenchman once showed up at a rival player's house, Lukaku's to be exact, for a one-on-one basketball showdown.
It's wrong. I'm out. You get that?
And he's not the only one. That's Lukaku and Pogba playing paddle right there. Speaking of Pogba, what do you think he does to pass the time while he's banned from football? I bet you didn't guess boxing, but yup, that's his thing. The Frenchman puts on gloves and hits the ring in his free time. Back to Piqué, another sport he used to enjoy with Shakira was windsurfing. In fact, she's the only one who recorded this video of him in action. Now, if there's one game football players are completely hooked on, it's football table tennis. The Brazilian national team even has a table for it, so the players can unwind between training sessions. At Manchester United, it's a common sight to see players competing in football tennis during practice breaks. The same goes for England's national team. After all, this sport doubles as an excellent ball control training. Ronaldinho is another star who's ventured into other sports. The Wizard played futsal and was incredible at it. He also gave beach soccer a shot, but that didn't go so well. Where he truly found his groove, though, was in foot volley, and that's where he shines. And he's not the only one who traded the pitch for the sand. In a Brazilian foot volley tournament, legendary players Renato Gaúcho and Romário not only participated, but even faced off.
Bola na pingada de meio, cobertura. Bruninho, contra-golpe, lobby, bola de meio fundo. Defendeu Juninho. Maestro!
James Rodriguez is another football player who's a big fan of basketball. He might not have the same smooth moves as Christian Pulisic, but let's cut him some slack. Pulisic is American, so he's probably played a ton of basketball growing up. Felipe Melo, on the other hand, is known for always stirring things up on the pitch. So guess what sport he trains for? Oxlade-Chamberlain found a way to play golf right in his backyard. You can tell he's really passionate about the sport. He even played around against a famous golf YouTuber.
Pushed him. Hey, there's an awful part.
But of course, football can get a lot more heated, and sometimes people take things way too far. Here are the most disrespectful moments between players and coaches. Click on the screen to watch right now.